the dangers of being on your phone all day and social media is probably going to be one of the most consequential studies that are done over the next 10 plus years, that because we're the first generation really living through it and had it our whole lives, you don't know the long-term consequences of it. For a long period of time, I have pretty much broken my phone addiction. Being on my phone less than an hour to 2 hours per day on average. I run a business online, so I spend most of my time on my laptop. But today, it's kind of just a chill day, and I spent a lot of it on my phone, on my laptop, doing things that I actually don't remember at all, period. I couldn't tell you a single thing I've done that was just mindlessly, numbingly consuming information, or just garbage content, to be honest. And my eyesight is 100% foggy. It is tough to see everything right now. In comparison, when I would be at my house in Medellin, Colombia, where I was for the summer, we had a ping pong table and we were playing ping pong, and we were going outside, being active, doing all these things. My eyesight would be lasered in. I could see anything because you're forced to focus. And so my cognitive ability was so high, and I was able to perform, and I was able to think at such a ridiculously high level, where right now there's no way I could think through a complex problem, which is the epicenter of where the edge lies for my business, because it's so asymmetrically skewed to how productive your work is and how creative it is. And just the mental effects of being on your phone and never picking up your head. Like when you're watching people walk throughout the streets or doing anything, everybody's just constantly consumed by their device. And I say this because I'm angry, because I'm a part of that group of people who is also doing that. Almost at all times. Disturbing on a multitude of levels. And I don't know what the long-term consequences of this are, because we're kind of the first generation to go through it. But everything has negative consequences. There's positives. Without the internet, I would not have the awesome job and business that I have today. I would not have any of the opportunities that I have. I have the entire world of information and knowledge at my fingertips, where I can learn anything, and my speed of progress can be 1,000,000 times faster than any generation in history, because you have all knowledge from every person at the palms of your finger. But that's a double-edged sword. You also have better entertainment and dopamine fixtures at the touch of your fingers than the richest kings in human history. Endless streams of the finest entertainment in the entire world. I don't know what that does to people long term. I've been dating around a little bit here in Scottsdale, where I am right now. And if you just go over basic hypergamy and human biology and hardwiring, at least from women, from a hypergamous standpoint, they want to date sideways and up on the socio-economic ladder. So they want men who they perceive as better than them. They want a leader. That is very clear. And since I'm very young and in the position that I'm in, have received some level of success, monetarily growing my business, but I think more so from the friends that I have, that I get to surround myself with. From a socioeconomic standpoint, my perceived value to the competition for other, let's say, 22-year-old guys is exceptionally high. I mean, it's blatantly clear. I understand that very well. But for me, I am so ridiculously bored talking to most younger girls, because they just have never thought about something hard in their entire life. And I'm not going to pick on young girls here. I would say most young people. Those are just the ones that I've recently been interacting with. And usually I'm interacting with, guys that are 40, 50, hyper successful and never on their technology. But when I'm talking to, let's say, a 20-year-old today, they are just a dud, where you can just tell that they don't have any real thoughts of their own. The thoughts that they have were assigned to them from sucking up information and evaporating their brain cells all day. And it's sad to see, because I haven't talked to anyone my age in so long. But you see this just instant deterioration of the American mind, and it's much easier to avoid your problems by just mindlessly sucking information and destroying your brain than to accept the fact that you are not trying to achieve your genetic potential. And I'm obviously not. I don't eat 100% perfectly. I don't work out to maximize my genetic, my potential, and work 100% effectively and efficiently. Why not? I want to achieve my genetic potential. Most people do. But why don't we? I mean, that's a tougher answer. I mean, deep down, everybody wants to do that. So why don't we? I mean, I was asking myself this the other day after I had eaten some granola. By some granola, I mean about a half a bag of granola and then a bunch of milk, because I have been drinking just non-stop milk. Saying, dude, you have to make sure you're in top shape. What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking idiot? And I haven't been working out as hard. I'm also just very hard on myself, which, I mean, someone has to be. We live in such an easy society today where you have no consequences to your actions. And you think everything's fine because there's a fatter person than you at McDonald's or a dumber person. But it is quasi-concerning that people are just duds today. It could also just be the demographic that I'm attracting. I mean, I know it's not everybody, because we have like the hyper extremes. The same way the economy is becoming the most bifurcated and the gap between the rich and the poor are widening more than it ever has. I think that's the same with people in terms of how hard they work, because you have the option right now to just disintegrate yourself in your stupid phone all day, every day, and eat like shit and just constantly obtain nothing but overstimulation. But you also have the option to, because of the technology and everything that we have at our hands, be the best possible person that in any society. So you have these two extremes of like the worst kind of people and the best, that are in that gap is widening the same way that the rich and the poor is in many ways.